Yo, what's up, family? This your man, Mr. Rick. Listen, love God, love yourself, and love people. I wanted to jump on here and just encourage you real quick. You got to get out of here, but I really wanted to encourage you real quick. I miss you guys. But hey, we're back and we're still working. So, Happy New Year again. But Jeremiah 29:11 said, I was reading and it said, For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans of welfare and not of evil, to give you a future and a hope. And I was going over that, and man, I really just wanted to jump on here and say that now, even now in this different time that we're in, now with your dreams and your visions and your goals and what God has put inside of you that the world needs and that you need to deliver to the world, man, there's some decisions that's going to have to be made. There's some decisions that's going to have to be made by you. I think one of the things that I feel we struggle with is like transitioning. Everybody wants a smooth transition. We want certain things just to end and for what God put in us to automatically begin. And we want it to be smooth. We want it to be without pain. We want it to be without struggle. We really want it to be without sacrifice. I want to really serve Him. I don't feel it's going to work like that. Because at the end of the day, the thing that you're birthing hadn't been birthed before. And so it's going to be painful. Growth hurts, right? Growth is painful. So some of these things, I really feel that now there's going to be a massive trusting season. We're going to have to believe God for what He's already promised us. We're going to have to believe God for who He is in our life. And there's going to have to be an extreme amount of faith that's going to have to be applied with what we're doing and where we're going. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be a smooth transition because watch this. If it were easy, everybody would be doing, right? If you didn't have to sacrifice something, everybody would be doing it, right? So what you have inside of you, if it was just so easy, you would just do it. But in this time, you're just going to have to take a leap of faith and trust God because faith without works is dead. So we're going to have to start working our faith. We're going to have to believe God, right? Watch this. I'll never forget, man. I was complaining about some things and the Spirit of God spoke to me while I was on my job. And I was praying in the Spirit and I released it. The Spirit of God spoke to me and He said, it's time for you to believe me the way people believe you. Because I was going over some conversation and I had a couple of conversations with a lot of my mentees, and these guys are just going and they're just grinding and doing what God put in them. And for me, I was still mentoring, still doing everything. But at the end of the day, I was like, okay, God, this is what's up with me? I have so much inside of me. And the Spirit of God spoke to me and said, you're going to have to believe me the way people believe you. And it really hit me because at the end of the day, the only thing I want to do, love God, love myself, and love people. And I want to make sure that everybody gets what God has in store for them. If God can use me as a conduit to help people, that's all I want to do. But God said, listen, there's a different level that I need you to get on, right? There's a different place that I need you to get on because there's a whole nother demographic that you ain't even touching yet, right? So you're going to have to get to a place where you believe me the way people believe you. And sometimes we get in a position to where we just do what God is strategically telling us to do. But watch this, we get to a place to where we get stagnant, right? And God is steady trying to call us higher. God is steady trying to get us to a different place. But yet that watch this, yet just because we're producing, we feel like we're being productive. I'm about to get out of here. Just because we're producing, we feel like we're being productive. But God said, listen, I need you to produce on a different level. And the only way that you're going to be able to produce on a different level, that means you're going to have to believe me on a different level. I mean, you're going to have to do some things that you ain't done before. You're going to have to go some places that you ain't gone before. You're going to have to deal with some people that you ain't never dealt with before. Because at the end of the day, if I be for you, I'm more than the whole world against you, right? And so if I'm more than the whole world against you, that means you're going to have to get in some places that you thought you'd never be. You're going to have to deal with some people that you thought you'd never deal with. And God's saying, listen, if I be for you, I'm more than the whole world against you. So you're going to have to believe me the way people believe you. So it's going to come a time where you're going to be in some uncomfortable places. You're going to be in some rooms that you felt that you'll never be in, right? But watch this, God's going to put you in some places and put you in some rooms, and the spirit that you have in you is going to change the whole atmosphere. Stop limiting who you deal with, right? Stop limiting who you talk to. Well, I ain't going over here because they do that. No. I need you to be over there because at the end of the day, my spirit lives inside of you. right? How in the world are the people that God is trying to get us to reach and to touch, how are they going to be reached and to touch if we don't reach them and we don't touch them? Right? If we don't reach them and we don't touch them, if we're not going in these places, if we're not doing what Jesus did, Jesus sat with them, if we're not going with them, if we're not taking the word to them, how they going to get it? It's going to be about faith in this thing. Right? Because we've spent enough time in comfort. I'm going to say that again. We have spent enough time in comfort. We have spent enough time in our safe places. We have spent enough time in our buildings, in our sanctuaries, in our temples. So now it's time to really get out and go and make disciples, right? It's time to get out and go make disciples. So whatever God has inside of you, whatever your vision is, whatever God had birthed inside of you, and you know because it keeps you up at night. It won't let you sleep. You're always thinking about it. You're always building on it. You're always writing. You're always making plans. You always do it, right? Do it. It's not just your mind just thinking on that level. God, put that inside of you because you need it, and as well as the world needs it. There are people attached to you that need what you've been coming up with in your mind. That thing you've been planning for years. There's people that need that. It's not for you. It's bigger than you. And so at the end of the day, we're going to have to put ourselves in those situations, in those places. That's going to be a by faith thing, bro. So happy 2021. It's not going to be like 2020. We're going to have to take some jumps. We're going to have to take some by faith jumps. And all of this time that we've been in, everything is going to come. It's going to come down to this day to where it's time to work. There's people waiting on you. There's people that need to hear from you. That's people that need to, God He had assigned people to your life, and now we really, really have to produce. We all see what's going on. So we really have to produce. What do you believe? Who do you believe? Who do you trust? Who are you? Right? Who are you? So listen, this is your man, Mr. Rick. I just wanted to encourage you because he said, I know the plans I have towards you. Right? I know the plans, I know the thoughts that I have towards you. Like God already knows. So at the end of the day, we just got to believe him for who he is. Because it's all in his hand. It's all in his control. Listen, I love you. I really do. But whatever God has inside of you, get it outside. All of this stuff that you have in your head, get it to a place that you can see it. I promise you. And it changes your vibe. It changes how you see yourself. It changes how you treat yourself. Look at yourself. People can say what they want. Look at yourself. Record yourself. Listen to yourself. Perfect the gift that God has on the inside of you because I promise you it's blessing somebody. Listen, this is your man, Mr. Rick. Listen, love God, love yourself, and love people. I love you guys. Thanks so much for your support. Thanks so much for your love. Thanks so much for who you are, because we are in those times. We've been in those times, right? We've been here for years. We've been in those times. But the world needs what you have inside of you. I love you. Take care.